Hi folks, so for this video I'll be explaining how to do the diminished triads. I would watch this one after the augmented triads one, just because I think these are a little bit trickier. For diminished triads, first you have to remember to start with the minor triad. So when we were doing the augmented triads, we started with major, we raised the fifth. For diminished triads, you start with minor and you lower the fifth. So in my minor triad, C minor triad, I had C, E flat, and G. In the diminished, I'll have C and E flat and G flat. That rule works the same way for all 7 keys, but if you group them together a little bit based on how they feel, it's easier to remember. So as far as groupings go, I actually want to start with D, because D is a pretty easy minor triad. It's all white keys, D, F, and A. And we're going to lower that A to A flat and leave the other 2 the same for D, F, and A flat. And that gives us a triad with 2 white keys on the bottom and a black key on top. It's kind of scrunched up feeling. E minor triad also is all white keys. And when you make it diminished by lowering the fifth from B to B flat, you'll end up with another diminished triad that has 2 white keys on the bottom and a black key on top. And same thing for A. A minor is all white keys. A diminished that we get by lowering the fifth by a half step gives us 2 white keys on the bottom and a black key on top. So that was D, A, and E, all sort of feeling the same way when you play the diminished triad. C minor has white key, black key, white key. And when we lower that fifth from G to G flat, we end up with a triad that has a white key on the bottom, 2 black keys on top. G is going to work the same way. G will be white key, black key, white key. And when we lower the fifth from D to D flat, we'll have a white key on the bottom and 2 black keys on top. F and B are the weirdos. F minor feels like C and G minor. White key, black key, white key. But when we lower that fifth, it's going to go from a white key to another white key, from C to C flat. Looks like B, sounds like B. And so we end up with a triad that is white key, black key, white key. And then B diminished, B the perennial weirdo, starts white key, black key. And when you lower that fifth from F sharp to F natural, you end up with all white keys. It's the only diminished triad that is all white keys, so it's actually kind of easy to remember. So the groupings were D, A, and E. They all have 2 white keys on the bottom and a black key on top. C and G, in diminished form, will have 1 white key on the bottom, 2 black keys on top. F diminished will be white key, white key, all scrunched up. And B diminished is all white keys.